Hi, my name is Mike Basil. I'm a youth pastor here at Clayton Community Church, and I wanted to do a video blog instead of just typing one out. So, sorry having to link this to YouTube, but the WordPress site we have doesn't allow embedding videos or doesn't allow us to upload videos to it. So I apologize. So for today, I want to talk about weird dreams. Have you ever had a weird dream? Like the other night, I had this crazy, ridiculous dream. Okay. It was so dreamlike. So I wake up in this place, right? And there's two mattresses, and there's these two Chinese guys jumping up and down on beds, mattresses on the floor. Really weird, I know. And as the dream goes on, I'm sitting there watching these guys, and I decide to go outside for who knows what reason. And as I walk outside of the front door, in the back of my head, I know that there's this giant boa constrictor outside that's been chasing us, right? And so, knowing that, I still want to go outside, and I open the door and I look outside, and as I look outside, I see the boa constrictor staring at me with these two big red eyes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I immediately go to turn around and go back inside, but as I turn around, Michael Deal, the other youth pastor, he's in my dream too. He says, hey, look out, watch out. And here comes this boa constrictor, and it bites me, and it bites me in my lower back. And as it does, I feel the pain for a second. The pain goes away. I'm like, this is not that bad. As the dream goes on, the boa constrictor begins to wrap me up in his his coils, and I don't even begin to feel the pain at all until it's too late. What a weird dream, huh? What an interesting thing. And most people probably write it off. That's a weird dream. That's crazy. But me and my weirdness, I get something from it. It's really interesting. Let me read this verse to you. It's in Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 15. It says this. It says, catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that are ruining the vineyards. You know, another version says, catch the little foxes before they ruin the vines, or it's the little foxes that ruin the vines. And it's a real interesting verse. Song of Solomon's about sex and love and all that good stuff. But there's this interesting verse that kind of speaks to something else. This idea that the little insignificant things that might creep into our lives at time, that later on turn out to be really, really big problems. This dream just stood out to me because it was like, how snakes work. They move around slyly, they catch you off guard, and all of a sudden when it's too late, you're done for. And in my dream, it was like, I knew the snake was out there, but yet I didn't really care much about it. It was like, whatever. And after he bit me, and after he had basically won the battle, I just wasn't, when I still had a chance to win the battle, I didn't pay attention. I just kind of let it do its thing, and it wrapped me up, and it destroyed me. And I just want to talk about kind of sin in your life today. What are those secret sins? What are those little things that you don't think are such a big deal? Maybe it's wandering eyes and lustful thoughts. Maybe it's greed. Maybe it's eating things that you shouldn't be eating. Maybe it's shopping and spending money you shouldn't be spending. I don't know what those little things are, but they get big and they ruin a lot. Just like these little foxes that ruin the vine. These little foxes get in and they nip at the base of the vine. And before you knew it, the vine is no longer connected to its root. And when the vine's no longer connected to its root, you can guess what happens. It dies. And just like us, if we're not connected to the root of Christ, we begin to die. My challenge to you today is this. My 517ers are going, oh my gosh, another challenge from Mike Basil. But my challenge for you is this, are there secret sins in your life? I had to talk to my wife the other day because I had purchased some things that I shouldn't have. And so there was so much healing in working through that process. And I challenge you, are there secret sins in your life that need to be talked about? There's a great verse and a great passage in James. And it talks about how when you're sick, bring the elders together, and basically how I'm trying to look it up for you, but I can't find it. I think James 4, and how confess your sins and pray for each other that you may be healed. Maybe there's somebody you need to talk to this week. and confess so that you can be healed. Satan wants you to keep silent about these things, these secret things in your life, because they might seem big and overwhelming, but Christ can heal you and fix you and change you and give you freedom. Isn't it time to live in freedom now? Be encouraged this week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.